Welcome to Jason Bites Back, episode numero 49. Literally almost as old as liquid syphilis. If you don't know who that is, good. What's up YouTube? Jason here with Jason Bites Back, episode number 49. This is the series of which I go back throughout the last month and I answer and or respond to questions and comments. As always, this series is brought to you exclusively by my Patreon subscribers, the $5 and $10 of which are listed at the end of this video. So thank you very much, my Patreon subscribers, for throwing money at me like a dirty hooker. I'm going to just jump right into the questions. Question number 1 is from Brad. This is on my 5 things to consider before you build a Plex media server. He says, can you do a video on setup to store files on a cloud service and link Plex service? Services like P-Cloud will allow me to buy 50 terabytes for $500 a year, or 100 terabytes for $1,000 a year. I feel like that seems expensive, but I also don't do a lot of cloud storage. So, and to answer your question is no. Back when Plex originally kind of launched their whole Plex cloud service thing integration, I didn't want to try it. I did not like the idea of taking my content and putting it on a cloud service. To me personally, it just didn't make sense. There's a lot of reasons behind why I didn't want to risk something like that, and sure enough, that was ended and people kind of got screwed over. So I have zero plans of exploring a cloud-based solution for media server files. If you can get it working, fantastic. And if it's super easy, maybe in the future I'll throw Back to the Future on a cloud service and just do a very, very micro scale testing. But as it is right now, I just don't like the idea of cloud service hosting for Plex. Next question is from Nice One Stu on the Simply Nuck home-based media server giveaway. If you guys haven't done that, I'm giving one of these away. This thing is super powerful. It's super expensive. I mean, because it does so much, has a tuner, etc. So check out that giveaway if you haven't entered. Totally worth it. But he says, does anyone know if you can live stream through your Plex server? Well, so it's not actually related. I don't mean live TV, etc. I mean, if I were to create live video feeds, could I stream it via Plex to all of those on my Plex server? Can't seem to Google an answer. All I get is live streaming TV. Well, Stu, I have actually personally never done this, but I do know that you can add additional third-party IP streams to Plex using a plugin called XTV, and this is on Unraid, but I do know that you can have these alternative forms of live streaming that just pulls TV from other sources. So if I were to guess or explore this option, which is a very viable option, I completely understand why you'd want to do it, I would probably start with that. Look into IPTV/XTV, XTV, and see if there's some way to create your own stream, or just stream it to an unlisted video on YouTube and share that with your family, because that's way easier and it takes a lot of complexity out of it, hence easier. I'm sure you could do it. I just don't know how, and I haven't had a reason to try. Next question is from Crazy. He says, Jason, got my new Apple TV in the post with the new remote. Wondered if you could do a review versus the Shield. Have Apple answered your issues with the new remote? Well, Crazy, I think. Okay, I saw the press release. I've seen a couple reviews and overviews of the new remote. And honestly, I feel like they actually listened to the customers and said, holy crap, we have a great product and it's ruined by literally AIDS and cancer mixed in a blender and formed into the shape of a remote. So they finally listened and got rid of that, and they have a scroll wheel and they got some other stuff going on, and that is something that I definitely want to try out. I don't know if I'm going to wait until my next Plex client review, or if I'm just going to get one and maybe see how that would work as a daily driver. I'm not really sure yet. It's kind of one of those things, does it deserve its own review, both the Apple TV and the remote, just because it has a new remote and minor advancements to the Apple TV itself? Or should it be held for an ultimate Plex client showdown video. But I do definitely feel like they addressed a lot of the concerns with the remote, and that is the whole remote thing is literally the reason why I don't use my Apple TV. I mean, it's just garbage. So hands down, I hate that thing. Next question is from Red Devil. He says, for info, the other continents now offer a postal service. I wanted to address this because this is one of the anxieties I have with doing any kind of a giveaway. Because being in the US, it is always easiest to only offer a US only giveaway. And it sucks, but the reason is because if I want to offer international shipping, I have to literally pick and choose which countries are the easiest to ship something to, because some countries have very, very large import tax. Some countries could be way far away and cost a crap ton of money to ship stuff to. Like, imagine if I had to ship something to Australia, it cost me like $200-300 or something, plus the import tax that the Australian person would have to pay. I mean, the whole situation is just complex on every level. And even though this giveaway was totally controlled by Simply Nuck, they're handling the Gleam IO, they're picking the winner, and they're shipping everything out themselves. Even they wanted to just keep it to US only because of the limitations, the complexities, and the extra cost associated with guaranteeing a worldwide giveaway. It really does suck, honestly, because I would like to do a giveaway just globally and not have to worry about US only, because there are a lot of my visitors and watchers of my channel that are from overseas or just other countries in general. But unfortunately, it's just complex and expensive. So I do apologize to all of my non-US viewers. I don't want or mean to insult or leave everyone out, but it really is just the whole global shipping complexity that makes US only giveaways, because I'm in the US, easier, which is also why I pretty much don't like to do giveaways as a general rule. I wanted to give this thing away because holy crap, it is an amazing media server and I really think someone deserves it. But for the most part, just giveaways just kind of suck, just all around. Next question is from Billy Bob. He said, good for you, Jason. I'd like to see a garage update soon. Oh yes, the garage update. I put all this on hold. It became the winter. I lost motivation to be out there in the garage. I don't want to have to close it up and work, and I like having things open. Whatever. I put the whole thing off, and I do need to start getting back into it. I have, thermostat wires that I want to run through the wall and down and actually have mounted to the wall because they're literally dangling there. I have some shells and things that have all my, screws, nuts, bolts, and washers and just everything in little drawers that I want to put on the wall. I actually just ordered some tool hangers for, weed eaters, blowers, things like that, things that I use out in gardening tools, basically. I ordered a new, system for that. I've ordered a couple shelves. Basically, the ball's rolling again. I just got to get everything in. I got to get a weekend set apart and just do it. Run the wires, get in there, film the filing, and clean it. Obviously, I have given up on the toolbox organization because I don't really want to do that anymore. But still, I do need to finish that, and it is going to be something that I am going to finish. Ow. Stop biting me. What face? The next question is from Bam Wolf. This is on the crypto miner video that I made, which, very poorly timed and everything about it. But he says, so what UPS are you using for the rig? At the moment, I'm not using a UPS. That's because it's not in the right area for the UPSs I already have. The UPSs I already have are already running so much that they really shouldn't be able to handle it, at least not without kicking on the fans all the time. And I just needed to order one. But what I have done is I actually ordered a Cyber Power cube looking one. It's not a rack mountable because I am going to be putting it in my crafting area, so to speak. So it is a 1980 watt, 2100 VA rated UPS. So that is going to be, whenever that comes in, probably next week, that is going to be the UPS that handles my mining rig in that room. Also, it's going to be handling some of my 3D printing stuff as well, just to make sure that those 3D printers do not lose power and go offline. Why cyber power? Because almost 2,000 watts for like 600 bucks. They're not the best, but I've been using them, and so far I've had really good luck with them. Aside from one fan issue, but I just replaced the fan. So, pretty good. Next question is from Robert. He says, what would happen to the case temps if you routed an AC flex tube from one of your basement AC vents directly at intake fans to chill the air going into the case? Would it cool things enough to increase the hash rate? Would that create condensation in the case components? Thinking? Well, it's really about consistency, I think. If I had my AC running all the time, and it was always pushing cold air into it, I really don't think I would get like condensation, or at least I would imagine I wouldn't get condensation because it's not going to be that cold. But it is really about consistency, because ideally your air conditioning is not always running. It turns on, it lowers the temperature, it kicks off. It turns on, it lowers the temperature, it kicks off. You could run the fan all the time, but it's not always going to be the same temperature. So an answer to that question is yes, if I did hook up an AC vent to it, I could drop the temperatures. I probably wouldn't be worried about condensation, but it just wouldn't be consistent enough to want to actually rely on it. Not to mention, depending on, how crypto goes and how I decide to keep this going, this could go all the way through the winter. And when the winter comes up, you turn off AC. So it's just not consistent enough. Next question is from Reggie. Why don't you just water cool the GPU in your main PC? Well, one, that's easier said than done. Two, just yesterday, I have ordered new replacement parts to rebuild my main computer rig. I ordered that, which is a Core i9-11900K, on an impulse buy. And later on, while I was researching my purchase, I realized how much it sucks. So that is getting returned tomorrow. And I ordered different parts. And I also ordered a new water cooling loop that will include a 3090 GPU cooling plate and backplate and all that stuff. So that's in the works. I don't know when I'm going to get to building that. Hopefully in June, but that's coming because I really want my 3090 in my main rig. It was all fun hooking it up and getting it to mine and make me some money and kind of pay for itself and then continue making me money. Like that was all great. But my end result, my end goal here was to have a 3090. And because the 3090 runs so freaking hot, it needs its own water cool. So that's going to happen relatively soon. I give it a month, maybe a month and a half. Next question is from Joseph. He says, at 25, where's your coffee table, Jason? Hashtag laughing face. Yeah, okay. I reviewed a cat pooping box, but you know what? I haven't scooped poop since I freaking installed that thing, so it was totally worth it for me. Two, I completely abolished my cardboard table that I bought from Walmart. It was junk. Did not care that it broke. So I am on the lookout. Casually, extremely casual, somewhat on the lookout for a new replacement coffee table on like Facebook or Craigslist. Like I want a decent one, but I don't want to go spending $500 on a freaking coffee table. So I want to get like a secondhand $100 coffee table that looks good. I just don't care that much to go out and find one right away. So cardboard tables suck. Next question is from Jim. This is on my Be Quiet Mining shorts. I tried that shorts thing. Totally hate it. Everyone else hates it. We are waiting for your Ubiquity videos. When will you be doing this? Oh my God. So right here. This is my Ubiquity Unifi Dream Machine Pro. I've had this almost 2 months, maybe longer. And I haven't even taken it out of the box. I haven't even looked at it. I haven't even sniffed it inside. Like I haven't even sniffed it. I don't even know what it smells like. Ooh, did I say Dream Machine? I think I said Dream Machine. It's not a Dream Machine. It's a UDM Pro. See, it's been so long, I forgot what it's called. And the reason is because when you go with like Unifi networking and you get everything set up and like you connect things to your network, you get that nice, pretty tree interface that shows everything that's connected. You identify it, and you know, like it's so built together to work and be pretty, right? But I didn't have a Unifi Wi-Fi access point, but I really wanted the long range Wi-Fi 6 access point because it was new, it wasn't out yet, and it's long range. So I pre-ordered it 2 months ago. Finally, to answer this question, finally, just a couple days ago, I got the notification that it shipped, which means it'll be here Wednesday, which means if I can find the time next weekend, hopefully next weekend, I am going to be gutting my entire network with the exception of a 10G switch and starting over and finally hooking this up. So that's going to be kind of soon, honestly. I have waited to do this for so long, and every time I look at the box, I just want to open it up and smell it, but I haven't. I've been controlling that urge. I'm so excited. Next question is from Andy. He says, do you sell subscriptions to your Plex? I've just been conned from a lifetime server Plex. Okay, one, you should never purchase subscriptions from somebody else's Plex server. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I know it's illegal depending on what kind of content they have. So that's a really bad idea. And you're putting your trust in some random person on the internet giving you access to their Plex. I honestly would never do that. Very bad idea. Two, I will never sell access to my Plex server. It's not going to happen. That's illegal. It's, you know, I don't have that much bandwidth anyways, so I barely even share with people that I know, and I'm just never going to do it. So I've had a lot of people ask me this, but there's absolutely no way I'm going to do it. And I really don't think you should buy from anyone else. I think you should worry about, you know, building your own Plex server or maybe just paying a monthly service fee to some kind of streaming service. Amazon, for example, Amazon Prime, they have a bunch of videos, and they just bought, who did they buy? CBS? They bought somebody for like $8 billion. So, you know, Amazon's a great choice. But I definitely don't recommend purchasing a lifetime Plex subscription to somebody's server. Like, that sounds miserable. Next question is not existent. That was the last one. Guys, as always, if you have any questions, you want the best chance of being portrayed or asked in the next Jason Bites Back video, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Again, thank you all my Patreon subscribers. 5 attends will be listed at the end of this video. Like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day. A good day. Great day. Beautium Pro. Ooh, did I say Dream Machine? I think I said Dream Machine. It's not a Dream Machine. It's a Unifi Pro. See, it's been so long, I forgot what it's called. Like, I don't even know what color this is. This could be purple, for all I know, inside. Like, I've just been staring at this box. Like, so eager. The great thing is I can rip out my PoE switch because I have a PoE 24 port down there. I can rip that out. I can rip out my main switch, my 10 gig switch I'm gonna keep, but I can rip out my main 1 gig switch, replace everything with this and that, and then just have my 10 gig switch that connects some of the super fast things. And I have one LR6, the Unifi coming in, and I'm gonna put it upstairs, but I plan on getting 2 more, which will be another one upstairs and then another one down here in the basement. That way, you know, going through stuff, it's probably way too much. I mean, I looked at it, like they're like this big. It's like a small freaking pizza. So they're no joke, but I want 3 of them for some reason. I'm starting with 1 though. So that's where I am, and I cannot wait to make this video. Really, my networking has been like, okay, I added this switch, I did this pfSense thing, I've done this, I just kind of like, you know, tangled things together and created what I have now. It's like some monstrosity of a network setup. It's sloppy, it's old, and I gave up on pfSense because I was just having issues with it and I wanted to replace it with Unifi, so I didn't want to spend the time to go through and reconfigure, reset up, just fix things. So I literally have a TP-Link router handling my network, connected to other TP-Link routers that are just plain, Wi-Fi access points. It doesn't make sense. It's a Band-Aid, and it's a Band-Aid that's been running for 2 months. So I gotta fix that, and I am so excited to do that. Although it is gonna suck going around and programming my lights and things, and like setting up all my things that are connected to Wi-Fi, because I'm gonna change my SSDs, my SSIDs, and everything. Like, it's gonna be a full network overhaul. Kind of stoked.